pressure cook my meat. It's been a while since I used my pressure cooker, so because I want to make pilau, I'll pressure cook the meat. Yeah, and then I also want to boil the milk I got from the ATM. I want to make yogurt with it, so I have to boil it, let it cool down to room temperature, or is it even lukewarm? Then I'll make the yogurt. I prefer getting the milk that I'm making the yogurt with from the ATM because the yogurt comes out so perfect. I've already soaked omena in hot water. So I've soaked it in hot water. I will let it sit for like 10 minutes and then I'll prepare it. For now, I want to soak tamarind because I want to make tamarind juice. Also, I got some turmeric. I will make shots of turmeric and ginger. So let me do the okwaju first.
Already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl a space. You can keep your winner. I'ma make a better way. Better way. Oh, I'm in that story, daughter. You my life in lyrics. Do you like the sound? Seeking approval constantly. When it's my truth, I own, I speak.
I want to soak the rice so that I can make pilau. I find it easier to cook pilau by soaking the rice first. So I'll be soaking it for like 10 minutes before I can make the pilau out of it.
Pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter. I'ma make a better way. Catch a break. Better way. Oh,
To be honest, I love Nile Perch a lot, and I find it easier for it to be consumed by the kids because the bones in here are too big and visible, so it's easier for one to remove them. So I'll marinate these and then I'll try them in the air fryer. So I'm using some little bit of turmeric. We'll rub that, and then this is cumin, just a little bit. And then we have some paprika. I'm using the smoked paprika. You know, we have the normal paprika and the smoked one. So I'm going to also add some garam masala, just a little bit. Even though I prefer using garam masala on beef rather than using them on other meat products, then I'm going to use a little bit of curry powder. This is the onion powder. I'm glad it's almost finished because onion powder doesn't tolerate shelf life for long, because when you open it, it tends to make lumps, or is it create lumps? Yes. So then we have some salt, just a little bit. Then the next ingredient that I want to use, this is salt and vinegar. I love this seasoning. There is some tanginess that it brings to any meat that you want to use. A little bit of oil, and then I'll be rubbing this. I'll just use my hands, so I'll rub this. Let it sit for a while before I can air fry it. So I want to prepare the ingredients that I'm going to use in making my pilau. So today I'll take you through instead of always showing you while I'm putting them in the oil. So I'm always adding a little bit of turmeric, and then this is curry powder. I'm going to mix this. Like, I love this mixing. I don't just go with only the ingredients that are needed for pilau. So no, I'm not using paprika. So this is a pilau no, this is cumin, and then this is garam masala, and then I'm also going to add in onion powder. I find this so aromatic. Yeah, so, and some salt, and then I'm going to also use some pilau ingredients. And the pilau ingredients, I'm going to soak these whole pilau ingredients, just a few of them. So I'm going to soak them for 10 minutes. Don't use a lot of this because you'll get a different flavor on your pilau. It will end up having some different taste. So in this, I'm also adding the grind pilau masala. Just not too much, a little bit. You also need that. So I'll put this aside. We let these soak for 10 minutes before I can use it. Remember when I made this puree? This puree, I just, it's from my previous video. I just baked the tomatoes and the onions and the garlic. Then I blended them. This is the paste. So I'm going to use this to make my omena and maybe the fish stew if need be. So I want to toss this in the air fryer.
I love infusing my pilau with some smoky flavors, so I had to put the charcoal on the other side so that it can lit up, and then I'll put butter in the foil, then put the burnt charcoal on top, let it produce the smoke, then I'll cover it tightly so that we can get all the flavors and aromas of the smoke inside the pilau. I honestly don't remember the last time I did have omena, but I do love it. It's only that the people in my house don't love omena, so sometimes I just don't just cook it. So I'll add garlic and turmeric and also curry powder into my oil that has some onions. I'll infuse that, and then I'll add the puree that I had made and froze. Then I'll add more. After that, I'll cover it, let it melt down, and then now I'll be adding the omena that I did soak. To be honest, I have never thought of batch cooking ugali, but I decided let me just batch cook it. Lately, I feel a little bit exhausted, so it's going to make my work easier since we are going to consume this ugali in just 3 days, so it won't be staying in the fridge for long. And warming semolina ugali is easier compared to the other flours because it gets softer and it tastes as fresh as the one that you just cook at that very moment. So I'm going to just batch cook it and then I'll pair it with some omena.
I want to make the yogurt. I don't know how you make your yogurt, but as for me, this milk is if I dip my finger, like, it doesn't burn. So, and it also has some cream. I'll skim the cream out. I did not know it's going to stick on my hands, so I'll just remove this cream that is here. But even though this is too little to be skimmed, I already skimmed. It depends on how sweet you want your yogurt to be. So this is the amount of sugar that I'm using, almost 1 cup. So I'll stir this sugar until it completely dissolves in the milk. that is when I'll add the rest of the ingredients. So after it's completely dissolved, I'm going to add some yogurt. This is sweetened vanilla yogurt. So I'm adding like how many grams, how many milliliters are these? 250 ml, so I'll add all of it, but I had to shake before adding. Then I'm going to mix until it's nicely combined. Since my cling film is finished, I'm going to cover this with this foil, and then I'll put it in a darker place until tomorrow. It's currently 10 p.m. at night, so I'll let this sit until tomorrow. I decided to put it in the microwave and the lights are on so that that place is kept warm and our yogurt is going to ferment. So that is how I've packed all the foods, and we shall consume all these foods until they are all finished. Then I can make some. I'm yet to make other foods, but I'll do that tomorrow because it's currently 11 p.m. in the night. So I'll have to rest and then I'll continue tomorrow. Yesterday I made yogurt last night, so we want to see the final results. Let's check. Ooh, it's so thick. I love how it's thick. It's very thick. Let's now before I stir it, apparently my kids love strawberry essence, so I'll definitely have to go for strawberry essence. I think I'll put these 3 of them. Stir it. It's so heavy. I also love the pink color, like it looks so beautiful. I want to transfer it to guys, just make your yogurt at home. I'm telling you, this will just save you a lot, because imagine this was a liter and they have even taken some. So this is the one I'm left with, and this will serve as a snack. I don't take yogurts. I can only taste, but I don't. So this is a good snack for the kids. So I'll refrigerate this. And also I want to make the tamarind juice that I did soak last night. I'll use this big bowl over here to strain it. Let me get a strainer. Yeah. So I'll strain this, but I'll add more water. I will definitely use my hands. This kind of tamarind is very bitter, so I will have to add some sugar in it. And voila, it's done. Like, this tastes so good and it's so thick. This will serve a long time, as if I just want to replace water, in as much as it has sugar, but the tanginess is what I really need. I want to make green bananas. Yeah. And the only time I get to have green bananas is when I get it from the countryside. So I want the onions to brown a little bit before I can add the spices in. A little bit of salt, and then the spices that I want to use is turmeric and then some curry powder. Those are the only spices I love using in my matoke. And then I will add in the tomatoes that I baked and blended. These tomatoes have garlic and also they have onions. And the reason for me to also use the onions before even adding this one is because I want to also flavor the oil so that we can get as much as good flavors in the bananas. So I will add in the bananas. Since the tomatoes are already cooked, I don't need to wait on the bananas, the tomatoes to cook again. So I'll give this some good mix. I love this red color in my bananas, so I'll give them a good mix, then I'll cover them. Because I love some greenness in them, I will add some green peas, then give them a good mix. I'm not going to add water at this point. I'll just cover it because if I do add water at this point, we will wash down the sauce and I don't want that. So I'll just leave it so that the banana gets all the sauce and then I'll add the water. I'll show you how I'll add the water so that we can also still not wash down the sauce. So I want to add some water, and this is how I do add water if I don't want to wash down the sauce. And then I'll cover this. If this sauce won't be enough, I'll add later. But for now, we're gonna cook this this banana like this. So it's fully cooked, not too much stew. And I think at this point I'll go with the one that is not too mushy. So I think we are done. I'm not garnishing this. I'll just put them in the, I'll let this cool down, then I'll put in the container. I want to boil the eggs because I also want to include egg curry in this meal prep of mine. So I'll boil the eggs and then we shall make the egg curry. I want to make croissants, but I want to do a shortcut. I'm not making any puff pastry. It's going to take long. So I have a recipe on puff pastry. You can check that out. But this one, I'm going to make shortcuts on the croissants. So I'll add a little bit of sugar into this. Then a little bit of salt. That is a pinch. And then I'll crack in the egg. And 2.5 tablespoons of yeast. For this one, I opted to use the yeast. And then I'm going to take a pinch of baking soda. I have a reason why I'm using baking soda because no baking soda aids in browning. So for this one, I don't want to use butter, so I'll go for Prestige margarine. So I'll add like a 2 spoonful because I later still use butter. So I just want to mix this using my hand, like I'm crumbling it. So I just warmed the milk, but I added, I diluted with some little bit of water. So I'm gonna mix this and then I'll knead it on the surface. So I'll knead this for 8 minutes like I normally knead all my dough until it's super soft. Yeah, that is when I'll cover it and let it sit for a while. After I was done, I had to cover this and it's been in the microwave for like 10 minutes. As you can see, it's proofing, so we'll make some other things as we wait for it to proof more. It's been a while since we had egg curry in this house, so today I want to make egg curry. I want to add some spices in here, and I have, this is fenugreek, onion powder, curry powder, some salt, garam masala, as well as curry powder, and even turmeric. Did I say turmeric? So I'm going to infuse this nicely. Then I'm going to add the tomato puree, still on the baked and blended ones. Then give it a good mix. Love how these croissants just turned out, like they look so perfect. These are just shortcuts. It's not the normal puff pastry that you would make. That one takes a process. They are actually very soft like bread. So if you just check inside, you see they are so bready. I love them. You see that? Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like the video, share and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time guys, bye.